What's the weirdest compliment you ever received? That I have a very swan-like voice. She didn't actually know what swans sound like. She was complimenting me on how I said your coffee will be ready over there when we were both working at a coffee shop. I totally was able to imagine your voice from that description though. I didn't think honk honk like a goose but more of the visual beauty of the swan. And how a swan-like voice would be very melodic and beautiful. This is totally a compliment. A random woman outside a cafe beside a train station. As I get chased by a wasp. You smell very sweet and spicy. That's why he's chasing you. It's very nice. Thank you random lady. 2 years later and I'll never forget. An older woman said I had nice skin. I'm a dude if it matters. It came across as I'd like to wear it. But then later that evening I realized the party I was invited to was actually a sales pitch to join some pyramid scam to sell skin products. So it was less weird in retrospect, but clearly something had gone wrong. Nice flesh bro. I was told by a random lady walking past me in the mall that I had a really large, bright aura. I looked at her kinda confused and she just said she was gifted that way and to have a nice day and kept walking. Sometimes if I stare at people long enough they get an aura, but that's just my retinas having an after image around them, like the stare at this then look elsewhere images. I was at a pool party in college and I saw two girls that looked like they were talking about me. I asked if I could help them in a flirty way and they straight up said we just wanted to say you have really nice nipples. I'm a guy. Sadly I didn't get either of their numbers but at least now I know that I have nice nipples. I like how you look at me, like you are going to kill me, my GF at the time. In her defense my resting face does look kinda mean lol. Resting B face gang. You look you'd be fun to take to Colorado said the man to me, in a gas station. He liked my choice of beer. I'm just broke and PBR isn't that bad. I don't even live in the States but I now want a PBR real bad. And possibly get taken to Colorado by a friendly murderer. It all sounds so enticing. One of my old friends had a keen sense of smell. She told me I smelled maternal paternal. I'm all for smelling like a parent figure but that was odd to say. She was following her instincts lol. An ex once picked up my hand and told me I had feminine, delicate wrists. Also you're so unique looking multiple times during my life. I am a white brunette lady. I am not unique looking. Just not conventionally attractive. Still attractive though. From a co-worker's partner, a Japanese woman. Speaking English, you have a big eyelash. I am jealousy. As a man, I don't get a lot of eyelash compliments. I have long eyelashes and blue eyes so I get compliments a lot about my eyes. What sucks is wearing sunglasses cause my eyelashes rub against the lenses. I went to Mexico with a buddy about 10 years ago and we were drinking with a bunch of people. Well another group of people were standing near us and kept looking over and whispering to each other, staring at us until finally a few of them approached us. The one guy looks at me and says are your calves real? I was like yeah, they're real. He turns to his friends and yells they're real. They all proceed to walk over and talk to us. A group of maybe 10 people complimented me on my calves. It was very weird. When I was 17 during my first day of work, said by a female co-worker, you're so tall and skinny, you'd look great pregnant. What the frick? Your dong is normal but you could shape up a bit. Alternatively, while doing CPR on an inmate, a nurse showed up to relieve me and before doing so said, you look like you're good with your hands. How else do you use them? One time another guy at the gym who was using an adjacent locker caught up to me on the way out to tell me I had nice feet. He said that he notices things like that and that I must take care of them. I said thanks. He was nice. Never saw him again. Very strange. I was getting rid of my beard in stages and was down to a kind of modified goatee. I passed another guy on the street who turned around and ran up to me to tell me he liked my beard. I said thanks. Then he said I have a facial hair fetish. I wasn't sure what to do with that information so I just said oh and kept walking. My first child had been born a few weeks ago. I came back to work and one of the bosses said, oh, congratulations on your news. Yeah, good luck with that. Sounds like the boss clammed up mid-sentence because she suddenly couldn't remember if you had a boy or a girl. I was late for school and decided not to shower so I could catch my bus in time. I arrived to school, say hello to a girl I barely knew. She comes up to me, smells my sweaty shirt and says, "Damn, you smell really good." Yeah, that was a creepy way to start the day. "I like your little hat." A girl working the Whole Foods checkout. I was having a socially awkward day and she was a bit awkward too. I think she found something endearing in how I was being and felt compelled to say something nice to me. It was just a basic wool hat beanie for winter, not even that little. I still appreciated it and she was kinda cute. I like your little hat. I was really hoping this story ended with you being a confused but curiously aroused Jew. Obligatory, not me, but during a high school spring trip to NYC. Someone told my classmate, in red top and pants, she looked like a sexy bottle of ketchup. Secondly, while picking up after a city festival around 2 AM, a guy came drunk out of a bar and yelled to the group of us, "Hey trash girls, you can pick me up. Cheers." I honestly love the second one. That's really funny. In high school, some girls told me I had a cute walk. I had never thought about how I walked before, but it really fricked me up for a while. Trying to make I maintained that cuteness, whatever it was, and realizing that I could be minding my own business and someone still find me attractive or unattractive. Such is the nature of attraction. I worked at a restaurant when I was 17 and a man came up to me and asked me if I could talk to this boy he had with him. He told me that the boy thought I was the most beautiful girl he'd ever seen and that I needed to talk to him because he was training for a boxing match and he needed to be free from distractions. In short, his logic was, I needed to go over and talk to the young man so that he wouldn't be thinking about me during his boxing training. It was very strange. Many years ago, I had a man corner me with his grocery cart at the store, so he could tell me I looked like a bacon and egg sandwich, and good enough to eat. He then asked if I had a BF, which I said I did, and he replied, "How long have you had that problem?" Apparently he was into calling women snacks before that was a thing. LOL. I had a girl tell me she'd like it if I got hit by a car so she could cradle my head and stroke my hair as I died. Yum, you win. An older gentleman I regularly walk by on my way to work and have never exchanged words with randomly said to me one day, "I don't know whether you want to beat me up or kill me, but you look at me with those beady little eyes and it's scary. But you are a sweetheart, I love you." I do, and honestly, as a petite young lady who tries to look intimidating as I walk alone, my day was made. A drunk old sailor once told me the shape of the top of my upper lip was very nice, very specific and very odd. He was nice though, gave me some, unsolicited but true, life advice as well. I work as a barista at Starbucks and I have some interesting stories. One time this guy came in and ordered a caramel frappe. I asked him if that was all for him and he said, "Yes, unless I can get a Trent of you with my order." Now I'm very easily flustered, so I immediately started blushing and he looked me right in my eyes and said, "You look beautiful with a blush across your face. It looks like a rose that was flattened by a car." Now I'm no flirt master, but I don't think that's how you get a girl. Hahaha, if I were the guy in that scenario it'd totally be a case of me not expecting the initial flirt to go as well as it did. So in an attempt to follow it up my brain flatlines and that's the best I can come up with on the spot. Probably when a dude at the gym, pre-COVID, came up and slapped me on the shoulder and told me I had a nice broad back with good muscle definition. I'm a girl. Lol, I got this too. I used to work at a restaurant with a Ukrainian guy who loved slapping me on the back and praising its broadness and strength. I was told that I had the healthiest butt the person speaking had ever seen on a white woman. And yes, I know what he meant by that. I have a big butt, and he meant it as a compliment. Had a girl I didn't know stop me at my new job and say, "Dang girl, I thought I had back." Never knew a white girl would make me jealous. Found some great places to shop and a good friend from that exchange, LOL. Someone in my class, to my English teacher after a joke I made, "Teacher, don't you think that Ross will be an amazing drunk guy one day?" Someone new started up at my work a while ago. The first thing she says to me is, "You're so pretty. I love pregnant women." To which I responded in the most blunt way possible, "Oh yeah, I'm loving it. I'm about 15 months along now." The person walked away. The next day our manager said she quit. The age-old dilemma, live with the embarrassment, or quit your new job. Had a girl tell me you haven't, but that makes me want to eat cheesecake off it at a party. Just walked up and turned me around to say it, stunned so much I just stood and was speechless for a few minutes. I went on a trip to Honduras. I am a fairly large gal, over 6 foot tall and fairly hefty. I had a man offer to pay my father 2 goats and a cow if I would marry his son. Any men I date now are gonna have to bring it hard. Now I know what I'm worth. LOL. A 5-year-old boy walked up to my boyfriend at my nephew's birthday party and said, "You look evil, but I think that's cool." I was ringing up a customer when I worked in retail. She asked if anyone had ever told me that I had really beautiful cow eyes. I said, "What?" She told me that cows have the most beautiful eyes in the animal kingdom and that my eyes are exactly like that. Cow-eyed is the attribute given to Hera in Greek mythology, Zeus' wife, goddess of marriage. My BF said every day the more he looked at me the more he was reminded of my mum, especially my butt. He said we had the same butt, in a good way. What? Holy Oedipus complex Batman. Your eyes are so beautiful, I just want to scoop them out and replace them with my own. I wear sunglasses everywhere now. Holy frick. From a child, mermaid with legs. Nice, and then he high-fived me before walking away. I was cashiering and had waist-length teal hair at the time. I was 16 watching movies with a guy when out of nowhere he turned to me and said, "You're more than one standard deviation hotter than the average person." With such certainty I felt like he had just finished doing the math in his head. Still makes me smile to this day. You're prettier than your sister. You can come here and tan yourself in my balcony anytime you want. Naked, please. The butthole that my big sister used to date and now was trying to hang out with me. Fun fact, he was old enough to be my father, even my grandfather. You'd look good bald, a boy yelled at me as I drove my bike down the street at 11 years old. Turns out I do look good bald. Me. Pulls down mask to drink water. Girl I work with. You know most people take their mask down and they look worse. You look good though. Me. Puzzled look on my face. Thank you. Girl. Don't worry, I like girls. A girl did this to me once at work too. I pulled down my mask and she said, "Oh thank God you look normal." To be fair though, some of the people I worked with when they pulled down their mask was not what I was expecting to see. A cashier at a grocery store looked at me and said, "Dang, you have some thick eyebrows. I wish I had your brows." Then he said, "You probably get that all the time, huh?" That was the first and only time anyone has ever mentioned my eyebrows. I got stabbed, so I was laying on the floor waiting for an ambulance as everyone was helping me. This bee came out of nowhere and said, "You smell nice." B, I am bleeding from my butt cheek. Favorite one. You are like the doomslayer of math. Weird one I get from old ladies at grocery stores. Since I was like 10, less now. You have great childbearing hips. I will never understand why people who don't know someone feel the need to comment on weird stuff like that. A guy in Times Square was trying to sell me tickets to a comedy club. After rejecting him, I walked away and he called out to me, "You have the perfect nose for C." One time I was busking and a guy put 2 corn cobs in my ukulele case and said, "Good job dude, you deserve these." I was so bewildered I stopped singing. Thanks corn man. I was wearing a green dress and blonde curls. "You look like the cute dog from Animal Crossing," said by a woman my age. We're girlfriends now. One of the few ones that have a wholesome ending. "You look like Steve Jobs if he worked out." I was not wearing his iconic turtleneck, nor have I ever, and I do not work out. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.